Welcome back to another hair tutorial. We're here in Santa Ana once again at Suavecito headquarters. I am Jet. Today we're going to be doing a 2 on the sides with a mid skin taper, a light trim on top. We're going to apply some hair cream so that way these curls pop a little better. It has a nice shine and a loose hold. Alright, so to start this haircut, we're going to start with a metal tube. We're going to work it all the way around. We're going to stay right below the parietal ridge. We're going to try to keep a little bit of weight on the sides so that way it sits nice with the curls. Now if you pay attention while I'm doing this, I'm bringing the comb down and meeting it with the blade of the clipper. What this does is it keeps the weight right here and it doesn't cause me to have such a deep line. So it's easier for me to fade and it's easier for me to get rid of this bulk. So now that you've set up your base with the metal tube, we're going to go in and we're going to actually start with the neck taper. We're going to line up the edges first, set up our guideline, and go from there. So once you've done that, you're going to start and set your bald line right here, right at the bottom of the earlobes. That would be a low taper. Again, you have to watch with the neckline. If it's too long, you don't want to go high on the taper. So on this one, we're going to keep it low. We're going to bring that guideline to the bottom of the earlobe and fade from there. Now that you set your bald line, you're ready to start fading down. So the number 2 is a base. So what we're going to do next is attach the metal 1.5 and fade down from that. You don't want to go too high either. So now that you finish with the metal 1.5, we're going to move on to the next step, which is the metal 1A. We're going to go right below that 1.5 step. Now if you pay attention as I'm doing this, I'm also using the corner and freehanding to the top as well. Again, meshing that haircut in. Now that you've done the 1.5 and the 1A, you're going to move down to the metal 1. Start using the corner of the blade to mesh that all together. That way you're not creating a line and taking the taper higher. So now that you finished all the blade work, we're going to go into our blending clipper now. Again, with the 1/2 to 0, open to close, fading out the bald line. Only using the corner so we don't go higher on that taper, we keep it where it's at. So all we're going to do right now is just nitpick at little areas that are a little darker, there's a little more hair density there than the other areas. So with the 0 guard on, we're going to fix that and go in with the corner. So now that you've completed that step, you're going to go in with your shaver and right below that, bald him out. So now you've completed the back, we're going to move on to the side taper right here. We're going to be doing a mid taper. So we're going to be touching right here where the ear meets the scalp, right? We're going to hit it right there. Not down here where a low taper would start, and we're not going to take all this out for a high taper. This is a mid taper. So we're going to go right here, straight across, and start fading from there. Then right here, pull back the earlobe so you can get this area right here. So now we're going to continue the fade, right? Our base is a number 2 again. So we'll be using a metal 1.5 and we're going to fade down from there. Now that you finish with that metal 1.5, again, metal 1A is next. So now moving on to our next step, again, the metal 1. You should already know this by now. Metal 1.5. Metal 1A, metal 1, blending clipper. Easy steps to remember. So now that you've done all that, taking care of all the fading, again, we're going to bald them out with the shaver. So now that we've taken care of all the blending work, it's time for the clip over comb section. So we're going to get rid of all this right here. Again, not going straight up with the comb, but going up and angling it out so we can keep some weight up top. So now that we did that, you can see there's still a little bit of a line right there. So instead of going crazier with the clip over comb, I'm just going to make it easy on myself and going with shear over comb with the texturizing shears and just work on this section right here and get that all out. So like you see, the shear over comb did what I needed it to do. It got it all nice and flush. They helped me keep the weight I wanted so I wouldn't take too much off. If we would have just gone crazy with the clipper over comb, we could have gone real tight right there and lost all this weight right here. So now once you've taken care of the sides with clipper over comb and a little bit of shear over comb, we're gonna start cutting the top. We're gonna take about 1 inch off, not too much, so that way we don't lose all the curls he has right here. So we're taking like 1 inch off, coming towards the back. We'll probably go a little shorter in the back. So again, I'll be using a traveling guide. It won't be a still guide on this one, it's just gonna move along with me. So there you go, about 1 inch right there. Remember, don't drop the section you just cut until you pick up the next section you're gonna cut. That way you don't lose this. Once you start going to the back of the cut, it'll be easier for you to maintain your guideline, but in the front, make sure you never lose it. Now we're gonna travel towards the back. Look for your guide, there it is. Again, pick up the next section before you drop your previous one. Next, since you wanna really have these curls pop out, you're gonna do a little bit of texture work. All we're gonna be doing here is point cutting. We're not gonna slice, we're not gonna use texture shears. It's just gonna be point cutting. All we want is texture at the tips. Since he has those curls, you don't wanna put too much texture in there and then it just looks like a hot mess. So now you did the shear work, we're gonna go in with the blow dryer. Again, just using your hand, just raking it through like this, little circular motions, pick it up, you know, crunch it, point the blow dryer in there. And if you notice when I'm doing this, I'm just doing like this side to side, coming forward. I still want the hair to come forward. So I'll just with my fingers, this is all I'm doing and bringing it forward. It'll create a wave back here, and then once I get to the front, that's when I really start crunching it up to get the curls to come out. So now we've done the blow drying, the cutting, everything's all set up. You can see the curls are popping right here. He's got nice waves going on from the blow drying. But you can see there's still little hairs, right? Little frizz. Like I said, all we're gonna do is add some hair cream. This is gonna give it a nice shine, and it's gonna have a super loose hold, but it'll keep the curls nice. It'll keep this frizz down. He'll be all set. You're not gonna want a lot either. You put on a lot of this, it's gonna look real oily, and at that point, it's just gonna look like he hasn't showered in days. Kind of skim through it, don't lay it on flat. See, now it's a little more tamed. There's not so much frizz going on, and it doesn't look too oily. You got all the texture in there, all that's looking good. He's got the nice curls up front. They're not too low on his head. Great hairstyle if you're just gonna go out real quick, or if you don't like such a strong hold or a lot of product. This is good right here. The hair cream's perfect for it. It's light hold, lasts all day, perfect. Once again, this was a mid taper, curls on top, nice little shear work with a little bit of texture work. We used the hair cream to get that frizz down, leave those curls. I hope you enjoyed it. We are here at Santa Ana at the Suavecito headquarters. Make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to click that button, hit the like. We'll see you guys again for another one. I remember I did a hair show one time and I had sweaty pits. Not cool. I started cutting like this and shit. It was bad, bro. It was terrible. Don't forget to put on deodorant before a hair show.